Hello everybody, this is Conquering History Games, and today we're looking at CK2 Dev Diary number 85 for Holy Fury. This has the one that is about one of, I think, the coolest new features that's going to be coming in is the Legendary Bloodlines. So the Legendary Bloodlines is going to be a modifier that characters can have. For example, the one that we're looking at right here is for Carolingian Blood. It is passed down from a founder. So in that sense, it's kind of similar to a dynasty. So for example, if we look here at the Carolingian Blood, its effect is that it's going to give you 0.20 additional monthly prestige plus 8 personal combat. Your Catholic opinions of you is going to go up by 5. And you will periodically attract the servitude of great warriors. And these bloodlines also have a nice little descriptor here. A brilliant warrior as well as a great statesman, he established the Franks as undisputed masters of Gaul and led that army to defeat the Muslims in the Battle of Tours. Now, bloodlines are not actually genetic, unlike certain other traits such as being a genius or strong. They are actually perception-based. And they are passed down either via the father or the mother. So, for example, we have here patrilineal inheritance. The bloodline is passed on through the male line. That means only male characters can pass the bloodline on to their offspring. So the simple way to describe it is if you have 2 sons and 2 daughters, your 2 daughters will inherit your bloodline, but it will end with them. Whereas your sons will have the blood, as will your grandchildren. So it's pretty straightforward. It's not too complicated. And there's the agnatic as well as the agnatic. What is it called when it's with the women? I actually think it says it in here somewhere. Yeah, inatic. Agnatic and inatic. Inatic is when it's via the women. So there are exceptions to this rule. For example, matrilineal marriages can transfer blood that normally would not transfer. So it says right here, in addition to normal bloodline inheritance, if 2 characters are in a matrilineal marriage, their children will inherit patrilineal bloodlines from their mother and matrilineal bloodlines from their father. If a child has no known father and their mother has a patrilineal bloodline, the child will inherit it. So that's that kind of... They said they've done this to facilitate people who want to try to crossbreed several bloodlines into a person. So that sounds fun. And I was talking about perception and also conditions for how some of these effects of the bloodlines work. For example, the Carolingian blood periodically attracts the servitude of great warriors. That's only if you're Catholic. Great Christian knights are not going to go help you if you're a Hindu, for example. So you can see everybody who has a certain blood type by clicking on them. So over here we have Eleanor, the Duchess of Aquitaine, who was of course the queen. She was the Queen of England, as well as the Queen of France, as well as the ruler of Aquitaine in her own right. One of the most powerful women of Western Europe. She was a patron of literature and a military commander, as well as a leader in the Second Crusade. And judging by the symbol, this is going to be something that is only passed down through the female line. But we can see everybody here who has it. So we've got 4 people here with it, or actually 5 I should say, and 3 of them are women and 2 of them are men, but I'm pretty sure that the men, that's the whole concept, is that they are not going to pass it down. Also, you could just check the ledger. That's probably going to be a little bit easier, and these are some of the historical bloodlines that they're showing exist here. I'm not going to go through all of these, but of course you have people like Genghis Khan, Grand Prince Alexander, Boleslaw the Brave, Basilius Alexios, he's the one the Alexiad is about, Brian Kennetig, he was High King of Ireland at one point. You've got some other interesting ones here. Songetsu Gampo, he was the founder of the Tibetan Empire. Eleanor of Aquitaine we just talked about. There's Richard the Lionhearted down here, as well as William the Conqueror. So this would probably be an example of a doubled up bloodline, whoever King Richard's son is, because he's probably going to inherit William's as well as Richard's. I'm trying to remember if there's a female in between these two as far as the direct line. I don't think it happened. When was William and Stephen? I don't think it happened, at least there. But you got Salah al-Din, William Wallace is here. Yeah, quite a few interesting characters. Now, there was one I saw here. Oh yeah, the Bagratoni. I don't know of any Bagratoni, but the Bagratoni I think were medieval kings of Georgia. So it's all over the map that you can get these bloodlines, depending on where you are, at least the historical ones. And some can be created, which will be talked about in a different dev diary. And over here are just some examples of particularly potent ones. You've got the blood of William. William Wallace, that is. Here's Basilios, here's Salah al-Din, Genghis Khan, Songetsu Gampo, Attila, which I think is kind of funny, because of course it's founded way before the start of the game, though so are some of these other ones. But like the Blood of Attila, for example, Bulgarians like you more, children can prove themselves as mercenaries, more personal combat skill, higher horse archer morale, and things like that. So that's pretty cool. I think the Dev Diary also does talk about exactly one way that you can create a bloodline. William, if you start in the very earliest non-DLC start, the Battle of Stamford Bridge in 1066, if Duke William conquers England, then he will get his bloodline. It'll spawn. And he'll be the founder of it, of course. So, yeah, anyway, I think it's a pretty cool mechanic that's coming to Crusader Kings 2. And it's going to be fun, because I know there's a lot of people who love to play the breeding mini-game. And so this will be another aspect of that. Thanks for joining me. I'm Conquering History Games. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell so you're always notified whenever a video like this goes up. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.